So we were talking about the traumas that can go down in the family lineage. What's really interesting, and I was also talking about how it's quite possible that and I did give an example of how things that have happened in our generations can be carried down with the research. So uh, in this talk, I'm going to just highlight further on how family constellation system, which was created by Bert Hellinger, and help us to understand further our diseases and can help us understand the unresolved stories which have happened back in time. So let me take an example right now of a person who has come from Pakistan to India. He's a doctor, and he has never ever thought of himself as a Hindu or a Muslim, because before that I don't think there was much of a talk around that. And he's very educated, very respected doctor. He comes and on the time that he's coming back to India, he's sitting in the truck uh, and hiding, and he's sitting with his wife, and both of them are subjected to quite disrespectful behavior. Being a doctor, he's used to people giving him respect and value, and here he's holding his wife's hand, and he feels really separated because he uses the same hands to use the stethoscope and smell and what the disease is about and help people. But because of the Pakistan India war that was going on, the trauma was about how uh, they treated him badly and how he held on to his wife like their life so that she doesn't get separated from him and their children, so that they could reach India in a absolutely correct and right order. He reaches India, but the hand that's holding his wife starts developing what is called eczema. X means uh, the X in our life, the someone that we love a lot, and zima means boiling over or being very angry. So he's very angry about his ex residence, that is Pakistan. He wanted to be treated well over there, and holding the hand of his wife, and it's in he feels that he was able to protect his wife, bring her in one piece without anybody going beyond a certain level. So he did accept that he was actually successful in protecting his children and his wife, though he could not protect his pride and his level of respect. And he from here suffered with eczema all his life. His son, um, at the same time, instead of, the trauma was still alive in him, and even though he did not uh, develop just eczema, he also developed loss of hair. And the loss of hair, the hair is all connected with sensitivity, and he lost most of his hair on top of his head. And this was also because when father was coming back, they had ruffled him up, they had pulled his hair, and they really had ruffled with his wife. So the crown or the headline or the hairline became also part of what we call the pride. And when he reached India, though he was safe, his son carried this in himself, and his son also went to become a doctor but lost all his hair on top of his head and was bald. Uh, and in some way, biologically, it is to reduce the sensitivity that he's felt on the top of his skull. And further, this went into the granddaughter, who is carrying the conflict from the father and her grandfather, And she also, at particular age, which was similar to the age of her father, lost all her hair, and this now was not just on top of the head, but lost her hair across the body, which is called totalia alopecia. And this is where again she is trying to numb herself and take off the sensitivity. Now, again, this is connected with the pride, because for a girl to not have her hair, it's like matter of pride and beauty, and somewhere it is like she's repeating the trauma. So I just wanted to bring this example on of how uh, the traumas can be carried from one generation to another. I will be giving you one more example, and this is of a family which came down again from Pakistan to India, and how the man uh, again brought his wife and children uh, with a lot of struggle and challenges back to India, with uh, making sure that they were safe. Yet, when they reached India, there was, yes, a sign of relief, but at the same time, there was also a loss of job and loss of pride. Now, if we look at loss of job, the job is got to do with activity, and activity is got to do with red color. And if we look at pride, the pride is got to do with the green color in the spectrum. And this gentleman's children were born colorblind, with they could not see the red, that is the job loss, and they could not see the green, which is pride, because the only way they could have survived all this drama is to let go of their pride and let go of their job, which could keep them the generations alive. There's a price that people pay to keep their generations alive, and this is the second example of that. So keep tuning in and watching into what I'm bringing more. That's the traumas and how can they be connected with us in various different ways. Thank you so much.
Help Talks are daily health related talks held at Health Education Library for People, Mumbai, India. For more information, visit www.healthlibrary.com. Subscribe to Help Talks channel. Be better informed about your health.